Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Space Warriors world premiere. I'd like to introduce some of the stars behind tonight's show, the actors and producers of Space Warriors. First up, we have a couple of our Huntsville cast members. Please welcome Barbara Jo Webb. And Robert King. Joining us from Dallas, Texas, and making her film debut in the role of Chandra is Sahana Saravasan. Playing the role of Bao, we have Michael Zhang from Los Angeles, California. Playing the role of Hunter, we have Thomas Cass from Chicago, Illinois. Playing the role of Danny is Savannah Jade from Dallas, Texas. From the Peach capital of Alabama and playing the role of Rusty, Clanton's very own Grayson Russell. From New York City and playing the role of Lacey, please welcome Ryan Simpkins. From San Francisco, California, playing the lead role of Jimmy Hawkins, please welcome Thomas Horn. Serving as executive producer and supervising music producer for the film, the CEO of Meteor 17, Spencer Proffer. Also with Meteor 17 and serving as the associate producer and technical advisor for the film, and Space Camp alumnus, Morgan Proffer. Serving as executive producer for Space Warriors, the founder and owner of Kickstart Entertainment, Jason Netter. From Walden Media, the executive vice president and publisher, Chip Flaherty. And also serving as executive producer from ARC Entertainment, the CEO, Trevor Drinkwater. And now it's my pleasure to turn it over to Dr. Deborah Barnhart, our CEO and executive director of the U.S. Space and Rocket Center.
Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so glad that you all joined us tonight for this super special evening here at the Space and Rocket Center. You know, your loyalty and your charity just amazes me. Thank you for your abiding support, all of you, for the Rocket Center. Really appreciate it. You know, I learned something about the Rocket Center this week that I didn't know, and that is that even though there are 3 Saturn V's in the United States, this is the only one that's a National Historic Landmark, and honestly, I didn't realize that. I guess I thought they all 3 were. But the reason it is because this is a Smithsonian institution. That vehicle belongs to the Smithsonian. They're honoring what happened here in Huntsville because it's such a special place. And you know, this Rocket Center is a very, very special place. And tonight, another proof, because the Space Warriors film here was filmed here tonight in the Smithsonian in your backyard, and we're very proud of that. So thank you for doing that for us, Spencer. I tell you, you're here on a good night, because this is a no kidding, big screen, box office, Hollywood, big stars of today and tomorrow movie. And you know, it's so exciting. We're not only having a premiere here, but it's going to open across the country this weekend. And it's going to be shown in Space Camp Turkey tomorrow night. And NASA will be uplinking this movie to the space station astronauts. Way to go. So we're honored to welcome tonight all our honored guests, Debbie Eccles from Mo Brooks's office. I want to really reach out a big thanks to our Alabama legislators for passing the Entertainment Industry Incentive Act, which allowed Spencer and Trevor and all these guys to come to Huntsville and have a good time and get a good deal making a movie here in Alabama. Thank you so much to our delegation for passing that Incentive Act that's important to our economy here. And we are very honored tonight to have some of my colleagues from the state of Alabama. With us tonight are the Alabama Secretary of Commerce, Greg Canfield, who's in charge of development for the whole state economics, the manager of the film office, Kathy Falk, and also the director of the tourism department, Lee Santel. So glad to have you all with us tonight. You know, we're very proud of this film, but we're especially proud that it was filmed entirely in Huntsville, Alabama. Not only was the Space and Rocket Center involved, but Big Spring Park actually became a place in China in the film, which you'll see in a few minutes. The Twickenham District is in there for some of the homes where people live. The Huntsville Speedway is there. The Marshall Space Flight Center is in this film. The Payload Operation and Control Center is the mission control that you'll see. And it's the mission control that controls all the experiments that go on Space Station every single day, 24 hours a day, and we're very proud of that here in Huntsville. Also, Robonaut 2, the robot that's on Space Station, Robonaut 1 is on Space Station. Robonaut 2 even got on the airplane and came down to Huntsville for the filming of this movie. So Janssen Space Flight Center and Marshall Space Flight Center are both in this film as well. It was filmed here at the Rocket Center in just 25 days with all the extras and hundreds of people here in Huntsville being extras and talent and support crew for it. And it's really been super for the economic development here. We had no interruption to museum operations or to our space camp programs, and we had 41,000 visitors who enjoyed watching the movie being made during that time. So I would like to honor Greg Canfield and all of his staff for helping us have economic incentives to make this possible in our town, and please welcome you to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. What a night. Deborah, thank you for everything that you do. You know, we're gathered here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. This is a shining example of what it means to take a vision of America, the United States, and the accomplishments that we make when we all come together and we put forth a vision of exploration and capturing imagination and really bringing it forward along with the history of the space program right here in Huntsville, Alabama. So thank you for all that you do. Spencer, thank you for 8 years of stick-to-itiveness and for your passion to bring this film to fruition. And thank you to all of the young actors and actresses who are gathered here tonight. May you have great careers that are launched as a result of this film as well. So we look forward to the second episode of this movie when it comes out. So, you know, people ask me, I was asked to give just a couple of quick remarks about why economic development in film production is important to the state of Alabama, and I'm not going to bore you with a lot of details. I do want to thank Kathy Falk for managing the Alabama Film Office and all the great work that she does as well. Having an Alabama Film Office as part of the Alabama Department of Commerce is the signal that film production and entertainment production in the state of Alabama is important. It's important because it creates opportunities for Alabamians. It helps create and grow an industry that supports film production and entertainment productions right here in the state of Alabama. And it gives our young people an opportunity to begin to hone their skills so that they can begin to launch and move into the careers that they have been developing a passion to develop at a very young age. But it also helps provide our adults who share that same vision the opportunity to grow their business, to grow opportunities and I couldn't say anything further without saying we have one overriding job at the Department of Commerce, and that is to create jobs in the state of Alabama. So that's why film production and entertainment production is important to the state of Alabama. Now, I am very pleased, I'm going to pull out my reading glasses. I am very pleased to have the opportunity to present a proclamation from our governor, Governor Robert Bentley, who has provided a proclamation for this evening to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, Deborah, and it is in recognition of the fact that the U.S. Space and Rocket Center here in Huntsville, as an agency of the state of Alabama, serves as the official NASA Visitor Information Center for the Marshall Space Flight Center, and because of all of the continuing mission in inspiring our young people throughout this country, and indeed in this state, the impact that you have, and for that impact and for all of the effort that you undertake each and every year to bring thousands of children and adults to this facility as part of Space Camp and the other ancillary programs that you provide, and in recognition of the movie Space Warriors, which was filmed entirely on location right here at Space Camp in Huntsville, Alabama. Millions of viewers in theaters, on the Hallmark Channel, and those who buy DVDs are going to be able to have the opportunity to witness firsthand the value of Alabama, the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, and Space Camp. And Governor Bentley, through this proclamation, has declared today, April 25th, as Space Warriors Day in the state of Alabama. So thank you for the opportunity to be here. I cannot depart without doing one other thing that I'm charged with, and very happy to do so, and that is to present to you a colleague of mine on the governor's cabinet, Mr. Lee Sintel, who is the director of Alabama Tourism and very closely tied as a board member right here in this facility. And I'm proud to work with him each and every day. Thank you, Lee.
I had the joy about 30 years ago when I was working here to be involved in the making of the first Space Camp movie, and shortly after that had the opportunity to work with Deborah Bernhardt. So I'm here in my unofficial capacity as chairman of the Deborah Bernhardt Fan Club. Speaking of spans of years, we're only about 6 years away from the 50th anniversary of landing on the moon and 7 years away from the 50th anniversary of the Space and Rocket Center. And when the history book is written about the first 50 years of the Space and Rocket Center, and knowing Deborah Bernhardt, she already has somebody tasked with that, there certainly should be a special chapter about Spencer and Morgan for the incredible gift they have given this city and this institution. And as part of that, I'm happy to say that on behalf of Governor Robert Bentley, the newest honorary citizen of the state of Alabama is Spencer Proffer.
Lee, Greg, and Deborah, I'm going to be very short, and people who know me know I speak with many more words than I'm going to use now. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. For me and my partners, Trevor Drinkwater, Chip Flaherty, and the team, Jason Etter, to make this movie here. We really appreciate it, and we'll be back. Thank you.
I'm so embarrassed I forgot what I was doing here. I'm sorry. Hey, you know, tonight is the beginning of another chapter in our legacy. Lee mentioned the Space Camp movie 25 years ago. That movie is so old and funky now, it's cool again. And that movie has inspired millions of us over and over again throughout the years to love and appreciate the inspiration that is Space Camp. And just 15 months ago, we were here together for the premiere of the Smile movie, the Hallmark Hall of Fame movie that was made here about the first special needs children that came to Space Camp. And I'm happy to report to you that that movie has since that time won the Movie Guide Faith and Freedom Award, and that I will be going to LA on May the 9th to accept the Television Academy Award for a Television Academy Award for the film as well. So we've got a good success pattern going. I want to personally also thank our partners. They're the reason this story happened here, not just Spencer, but all of the big machinery, and boy, have I learned a lot about movie making since this happened to us. But I must thank ARC Entertainment, Kickstart Entertainment, Walden Media, Meteor 17, Hallmark, and Walmart. I hope we work together many, many more times. This is a beautiful venture. Thank you. We enjoyed it so much. I would also like to recognize everyone in the audience who in any way either worked in the movie, starred in the movie, filmed in the movie, was an extra in the movie, or supported the movie. We're going to bring the house lights up a second, and I'd like for you to all stand. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. This story is born from a true experience, somewhat similar to the Hallmark movie, although that was a very accurate, true-to-life story. This story, too, has truth in it. This truth was born from the experience of just one of the 600,000 campers who've come through our Space Camp program, and that person was Morgan Proffer. His experience was so profound that his father, Spencer Proffer, decided to produce this movie. And it's a beautiful thing, and I'm proud to tell you that Morgan Proffer ended up being an assistant executive producer and the technical director on the film. So congratulations, father and son. And I want you to hear this father-son story, so I'm not going to tell it. I'm going to invite Morgan and Spencer to tell you the story. Spencer Proffer, our producer.
I am not the producer of the movie. Jason Netter, who is here, and I think Jason deserves some kudos. Jason, wherever you are, please stand up. I think that's a good thing. And I share the executive producer stripe with a fellow who runs a very strong distribution company named Trevor Drinkwater. He is here tonight, flew in from LA this afternoon. Trevor, please stand up. Personally, I'm humbled and very proud to be here. This journey began for me 16 years ago when my son Morgan, who is here, was 9 years old, and he said, "Dad, I want to learn to fly. Dad, I want to go to space." And that was only 2 years after he talked his mom and I into taking his room and having the four-poster bed have planets, have constellations and stars in Jupiter, and have a cockpit in his bathroom so when he sat on the John, he was taken off. And you know, truth is stranger than fiction, but that's the truth. But I trust many of you here tonight are parents. And I know that as a parent, there's no greater parental pride than when you as a parent can nurture and support your kid's dreams, especially when he's smart like Morgan and he works you, you know? Morgan was here for 8 consecutive summers. His last stint here was 6 weeks consecutively. So you guys have a lot of my money. Okay? The good news is tonight we've come full circle. And we've made a wonderful family film with the help of my partners, Jason and Trevor, and Chip. After his 8 years, Morgan came back right in between college and grad school. He just got his master's degree at the American University in Paris. He came here, he did a give back for Deborah as a counselor, because he needed to. He saw it from the other side of the glass. And then last year, he spent the summer here working with our screenwriters, Sean McNamara and Jeff Phillips. He worked with Jason on the technical effects, and he was really bonding with the kids to give this a good housekeeping seal, because none of us could really tell the story from a kid's point of view, because we aren't kids. We didn't go here like Morgan did. So he was invaluable, and therefore he deserved, and thank you, Trevor, he deserved the credit of an associate producer. It's not because he's my son, he earned it. So God bless you, Morgan. I want you to stand up and take a bow. This movie reflects Morgan's dream and showcases the strong values that coming to Space Camp imbues: team building, leadership, fraternal bonding, and inspiration. So as I said, I want to shout out to Trevor and to Jason and to Chip Flaherty from Walden for making this all possible. I'm an ex-quarterback, and the one thing I learned is I like to hand the ball off as soon as I could. I didn't like getting tackled because I had girlfriends. I wanted to stay up on my feet. But what I really, really enjoyed was the fact of team building, because there's 11 guys that get to the goal line. And what we did, and what Trevor helped me do, is build a team. And Chip and his brother Michael run a company called Walden Media. And they share the same commitment that parallels Dr. Barnhart's, which is to educate, to inspire, and to entertain. And we use media as a propeller to get a message across. And that's really what this movie is about. So films like what Chip and Michael have made, like the Narnia franchise and Charlotte's Web, others are like Space Warriors because they're family films that leave viewers feeling good about life, liking the characters, liking the story. So hopefully that's what will happen to you. That was our goal in making this movie, and I just thank you again for the opportunity to come here to Alabama to make it. And Deborah, you're a rock star, man. If you don't give her a raise, I'm not talking to you. I love all the people here, and Morgan said this in an interview earlier. He's got two families. One is his, blood family, and one is his nuclear family. And that's Deborah and her team. So thank you all. Good night.
Okay, just one final announcement. Following the movie, we're going to have a panel discussion with some of the producers and some of the cast. Other members of the cast, we're going to be going outside to our main Saturn V hall where we have about another 600 people. They'll be watching it in our main hall tonight, and they'll be doing a short discussion out there. So please stay in your seats, and once the credits are complete, we're going to introduce the folks to come down front. And then we know following that, some people may have to leave early. If you do, just please exit through the rear of the theater. At the conclusion of the panel discussion, we do have some commemorative small mini posters to hand out to everyone that is here tonight for that. Right before we show the Space Warriors film, we've got a couple of very short trailers, and then we're going to go into and begin now the world premiere of Space Warriors. Enjoy.